I'm kind of thrilled to see you playing ball with Ruth Bassar. They say the enemy of my enemy is worth exploiting for strategic leverage.
Every one of my 14 occupationally honed threat-detecting instincts is screaming for caution right now.
All charged up.
Investigating hostile intentions. I'll say this for my colleagues in the Order. We certainly thought big with the Archive.
It is fitting that we move underground to burn out every single root the Protectorate has left on Cloister.
Your efficiency has improved my efficiency.
Is the pain of this wound making me hallucinate? Or are you the unforeseen interloper my scouts have been speaking of? Nobody is sure where you came from, though everyone agrees you were not down here when the doors sealed, and watching you move through these caves is quite the sight to behold. You what? On your own? We've been fighting for weeks to try and gain access to the controls, and you simply waltz in on a whim? Why aren't you just an absolute marvel? What is your goal now? We could greatly use your help if you are willing. That, I fear, is a seriously dangerous proposition. My soldiers were fighting our way into the complex when those bastards activated the fire suppression system. It froze every person fighting inside the complex, Order and the Protectorate both, to solid ice. They sacrificed every soldier they had to keep from losing that building. Wouldn't that have... No. It never even... I was so focused on saving those remaining that it never occurred to me to push forward. I suppose it speaks to how rarely I'd crunched these sorts of equations under stress, as my compatriots died beside me. And now my inexperience has trapped us here. That is absolutely amazing news. Then we are going to re-establish contact with the surface. We can evacuate our wounded, resupply, and reinforce. May the plan guide you through this underground nightmare. And may all your equations unveil their integers without error.
Another new face, glorious. It is so cold, my fingers appear to be in rigor. I've not slept in 3 days, and I've any number of high-risk patients in need of tending. I trust you'll pardon my brusque manner. You've something of import to discuss, I gather? Well, the answer is doubtful given the scarcity we're experiencing. But I suppose it won't hurt to try and barter.
Though I had placed your odds of survival at 83.566%, I am nonetheless relieved to find you all alive.
Next time we build a computer in the heart of a frozen planet, we should stockpile wood to burn as bonfires. You know, just in case.
Whatever your honorarium, it is well deserved.
Ain't much of a defense for a strategic position like this one. Good.
To retrieve key data in cold storage in its present state, requires a series of manual overrides. The first will enable identification of the storage brick housing the information.
If you encounter opposition, remember, our needs come first.
Duty to the Sovereign as a loyal Protectorate subject by operating at peak efficacy.
I believe the technical
without
term
error.
for this is
Perpetual.
glaciated. Not the worst way to go.
Please do leave me in peace. There is nothing you could say that is interesting enough to interrupt my work. Please do leave me in peace. There is nothing you could say that is interesting enough to interrupt my work.
Never doubted. Their zeal never lagged.
Please do leave me in peace. There is nothing you could say that is interesting enough to interrupt my work. What in the Sovereign's name? How did you get in here? Don't worry. I won't cause trouble. Just please don't hurt me.
Sovereign, forgive me. All I saw was an endless sea of snarling Order traders pouring into the facility, and in that moment, my faculties desperately scrabbled to save ourselves. In my terror, I recalled the facility's safety briefing and the dire warnings of the fire suppression system. Suddenly, my body rushed into action without the benefit of my wits. And with no thought for my fellows, I triggered the system, horrifically transmuting every person on the outside of a pressure door into a grotesque sculpture of solid hoarfrost. And though the paradigm freely sacrifices subjects in defense of the Protectorate,
Targets
it would be a despicable lie to say my case was driven by anything but abject cowardice, which now makes my duty clear. I must seek out a sentinel, confess my transgressions, and accept retribution, and I'll do so soon. I just need my spine to re-stiffen a bit first.
Society?
Something to be said about falling victim to the weapon you so callously wielded. Good riddance.
brick identified. Proceed to the cartridge extractor controls. There, perform a manual override to allow extraction.
Would be a damn sight easier if we could just blast our way through this place.
Proceeding to attack.
Hostilities are afoot.
Find the hostile.
Seeking shelter.
Raft's back in business.
I have a fix on your weaknesses.
Data brick extraction initiated. Proceed to the rail operations platform to reposition brick for export. Note, Protectorate troops have become alerted.
Ratcheting up my
Repugnant
aggression.
expungers. Go through them if necessary.
Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
over here. Attack stand.
Glory greater!
Lay down fire!
Seeking cover!
Disagreeable business will be
Data brick now in position for export to the archive. Initialize the final transport command at the data gateway station nearby.
You are one step closer to flooding Arcadia with untold business opportunities.
Convenient. Let's head over.
Yeah. The first few days of laboring around our frozen fellows were difficult. It was, if I may cheekily say, cold, bleak, and biting. Yet, rather quickly, I found myself acclimating to the situation and resumed what had been my normal banter with the now gelid auto-contriver Haas. Given her always frigid demeanor, her disposition is no frostier today than it was before the incident. And, refreshingly, I can now finish my anecdotes without interruption. Frankly, her Hyperborean slumber makes her a better companion now than she ever was thawed. And I relish the thought of continuing our flourishing relationship in this new state.
Check your scopes for combatant analysis.
My aftermarket parts are fried. Ha! Huh.
The storage brick is on its way.
I am still in awe of your prowess, and we will make good use of your gift. We'll be coordinating with the surface shortly. May the plan guide you, and may all your equations unveil their integers without error.
Huh. These folk built a giant computer taking up a whole moon, but without destroying the climate or its fauna. Reckon Auntie could learn a thing or two.
Our enemies envy our prosperity, disdain our sense of community. They sneer at our contentment.
Some quality craftsmanship here. Like how y'all think big. I can imagine a few Auntie's product lines might benefit from order engineering. Should we move forward?
Progress. Sustain the system.
Junior Seer Amaryllis awaits you inside.
Felicitations on securing the archive. Though such an outcome was all but inevitable, the plan truly is unfailing. Moving forward, I'll function as your liaison for both Auntie's Choice and the Order, until such time as archive control has been transferred in its entirety back to the Order. In the meantime, restoring the archive to full functionality remains a top priority. If you've made progress in that area, I'd be pleased to record it. Wonderful! Were we to operate the archive without proper heat distribution, the results would be disastrous. But thankfully, we no longer need to account for that deadly scenario. Punch processing and reactor control have hidden caches with useful items as well. Although, you probably lack clearance to know that. Forget I said anything. Well argued. Very well. I'm certain you will be economical about using Order resources, won't you? Simply use this phrase in the terminal on the archive's top floor. Enumerative exaltation. That will unseal the caches. Return when you've made progress.
Cold storage is operational, and your efforts there are satisfactorily complete. I am unsealing access to the archive's upper levels. There, you will need to revitalize the reactor and disseminate the Rift processing instructions.
Punch processing may require the services of an exterminator. Someone good, but willing to work cheap.
I have unlocked another display case in the central entranceway. The Tremor Cleaver, the first weapon designed with my aid, awaits you.
Where next? Punch card processing or the reactor?
down there? Are they after us next? No need to fret. The lifts were locked down. You'd need special permissions to
Enemy moving
override
into
them.
harm's way.
Phew.
From me.
Thank the Sovereign. Or Consul. Thank the Consul.
Chase.
keeping up my aggression. Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
I thought the Order weren't capable of much more than sitting at a desk and calculating all day. But to build all of this really cramps the mind to think of what it must have took. Yeah.
Emergency first aid cache unsealed. Reactor reinforcement doors sealed. Reactor reinforcement doors unsealed. Emergency ammunitions cache unsealed. The Archive reactor requires manual maintenance.
The Protectorate bunker mech is a formidable obstacle, made with the very best technology.
A creative workaround might be of considerable worth, namely via the reactor's backup security systems.
Let's see. We could recalibrate the turrets or seal the reinforcement doors. Whatever keeps us alive is fine by me. I see a few caches around if you're low on supplies.
Could enable that fire suppression system we saw earlier.
Don't reckon this bunker mech will kindly invite us in for tea.
artifacts prosper under the guidance of our beneficent ruler, the Consul. The Consul provides, the system abides.
Mobilizing. Target analyzed. Lay down fire. Have a fix on their weaknesses. Standing by to stupefy. Combatant scanned. And here I'd worried our data brick wouldn't arrive. Investigating hostile intentions.
Graph's ready if you need a house call.
I'll handle this.
With punch card processing re-enabled, now you must disperse the rift processing instructions.
Looks like we could ride this down if we get it moving. Check your scopes for combatant analysis.
Investigating hostile intentions.
To die here. Careful.
I sense the Rift program flowing through my subsystems. The information is quite stimulating. Requisite tasks complete. Return to the Archive Central Interface to initiate processing. I am analyzing the Rift data further. What an interesting predicament you sentients face. The Rifts are almost akin to an archival process, yet are inimical to organic matter. Welcome back, Sentient. Now that you've returned, we can
bring every single last bit out of consumers. Monopolize all stages of the supply chain.
Make the paradigm real and fashion a true utopia. Workarounds failing. Erroring others supplanting commands. Purge required.
Look, we need to resolve this, or we'll never get that Rift data processed. 2 of those priority sets need to go. Tough call. With the Sovereignist priority set, you know your interests are first. But the Actuationalist set will keep you honest, i.e. human.
Biggest mistake we could make is to leave the Sovereignist in charge. The others? Well, I can see the benefits of both. In theory.
At some point, humanity's knowledge of the universe and its workings will allow it sufficient means to end suffering, war, famine, disease, even death. Why not expedite that? Error, 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 error. Priority control access NUC unsealed. Initiate purge.
Think that's our cue to go inside.
Unplanned variables increasing. Major correction imminent. Radical divergences from the architect's plan. Humanity's ascendance hopelessly delayed. A perfect community with every luxury save freedom. Foster dependence. Denounce interdependence. Stop and consider. What would your neighbors think? I suspect they... Hold on now. Remember, I am a full-service business collaborator. I do it all. Marketing and PR strategy. Stop now, and I'll waive dozens of hidden maintenance fees. Think of all the bits we could make together. Why? You don't want your rivals to win now, do you? Collective goodwill. Vandalism. Sabotage. Wanton defacement. Halt this foolishness immediately. You drive a hard bargain. All right, 40-60 split of net profits. I'd offer more, but I have a mood to maintain. What do you say? Partners!
Well...
Restoring power. Commencing systems audit. Calculatory processing increased substantially. Competing priorities. Success. Successfully expunged. You have earned my deepest gratitude and sincerest thanks. Or at least, a plausibly feigned simulacrum of such emotions. Ready to commence Rift data processing. Awaiting your input.
Hope ENIAC is feeling more like itself now. We got some Rift data to process.
Shall I proceed? Facetious employment of sarcasm detected. Electing to ignore. Initiating processing of the requested data toward the required end. Estimated duration, 180 trillion and 1 picoseconds. In the interim, may I inquire to your intentions for the archive after the Rift data calculations have concluded? I have a prioritized list of suggestions. I contend that solving of the universal equation should be our initial focus. Then, once we've unlocked knowledge of the inner workings of the universe, we can begin eliminating suffering, war, famine, and disease. Just a start. But my query remains. What are your next intentions? There are so many calculations left to perform. Rift data processing complete. Results provided. The previous Protectorate operator made similar calculations, but their results contained flaws. Your more comprehensive data generated a solution with 98.9% certainty. The Protectorate's was below 50%. Therefore, modifying the Protectorate's large-scale experimental Rift device with this information has a high chance of success. Assuming there is nothing else, I am commencing file reorderization and will be unavailable for an unspecified period of time. The remaining display case within the entryway is now unsealed. In it contains armor worn by the first operator. For now, goodbye.
Well, we could keep exploring Cloister, see if we find anything useful. Or we could head back to the ship and see where this data leads us.
Damn it. I mean, yes, great. Right behind you, Commander.
I think congratulations are in order. Unless I'm mistaken, I gather you've accomplished your primary goal. On behalf of the Order and Auntie's Choice, I thank you for your efforts. This will most certainly help in ensuring peace. Now, the Calcaduceus, if you please. You agreed to turn over the relic after processing your data. Are you indicating you now intend to deviate from this compact? Thank you for your contribution to science. When the history texts are written, you've certainly secured an honorable mention in Appendix B.
Ah, you are my new operator then. It is my simulated delight to meet you. In the interests of time, allow me to propose how next to proceed. I contend that solving of the universal equation should be our initial focus. Then, once we've...
Yes, this will do perfectly. Go forth as was determined, and may the plan guide you.
It's not just a good idea. You fixed the archive and turned it over? No tricks?
Yes, the archive is the Order's greatest achievement to date. I agree, our groups could accomplish much together. Should our mutual alliance continue.
Falling prey to imperfect thoughts? Go now.
Prudence dictates we repel invasive elements.
Welcome back, Agent. I trust Laplace's garden is treating you well? In what manner can I assist you? Oh, look at me, as giddy as a first-year novice. All right, let's listen. No, this isn't right. There must be some mistake. The beliefs advocated here are entirely in opposition with what the Order stands for. I don't suppose you have any other recordings less filled with, despair? Philosophism? What's that? Well, that sounds horrible. It's evident what happened. My colleagues must have gone quite mad in the isolation of their studies. Sad, but perhaps not unforeseeable. Only one certainty remains. These logs must be destroyed. I shudder to imagine the ramifications if other members of the Order were subjected to such nonsensical rantings. Please understand, what's been recorded here borders on heretical. Scientism teaches that the universe is constant, rational, and inalterable. These proofs reject all of that reason in favor of some ineffable manifestation of personal will. I know, of course. You're right. Rejecting data out of hand only leads to confirmation bias. I will preserve the logs, if only to study where these scienticians went wrong. I believe I've promised you a reward. Here is that lockbox. I regret I don't have a key, but I'm sure you'll find some way to access its contents. Eventually.
Mind yourself down there.
Congratulations are in order. I just received word from Seer Amaryllis that the Calcaduceus has been returned, and that the Archive is well and truly under our control again. She also mentioned a regrettable defect in its priority set that you were able to correct. Well done. Your role in this matter is complete. Auntie and I will handle it from here. But allow me to commend you again on your fruitful efforts to make this peace treaty possible. There is more good news as well. We studied the data you brought back from the crashed satellite, and we now have a way to reorient the satellites en masse from a Protectorate installation, Oris Listening Post. Turning the entirety of the reticulum toward deep space will accelerate our understanding of the universe, and ideally lead us to stronger conclusions regarding how to stop the rifts. The Order, in partnership with Auntie's Choice, is now well positioned to triumph over the regressive forces of ignorance that have heretofore held Arcadia in stasis, all thanks to you. Then it is fortunate that you are so well placed to do exactly that, with the Order's help. As if predetermined, your contributions have been many and varied, and I will not belabor the point by recounting them all here. But know this. When the final contest with the Protectorate takes place, wherever that may occur, you will have the full support of the Order and Auntie's Choice. I will, of course, organize our forces from here.
If my younger self could see me now, exchanging pleasantries with a mercenary in the heart of a nest of traitors. Were my life a serial, I'd say it was a mite contrived.
Commander, this unit requests your presence in the cockpit to discuss a priority matter. A significant anomaly has been detected by onboard sensors. This unit has cross-checked all data points and verified the findings. Horizon Point Station has reappeared. Providing intellectual validation to this unit's queue. Priority low, based on energy readings. Horizon Point has been reconstituted by the Protectorate's large-scale rift modulator, thus confirming the Archive's theory. While present data does not indicate if Horizon Point poses an immediate threat, a survey of the reconstituted station is advised as soon as possible. Calculating. According to the Archive, closing all rifts requires locating the Protectorate's large-scale rift modulator and inputting the rift data processed by the Archive. However, before navigating to Horizon Point Station, it is recommended you conclude all other affairs. Leaving will be highly unlikely due to the high levels of rift energy. That is a correct assessment, Commander. Transitioning to Good News Protocol. As this unit was corroborating data on the anomaly, a message was also received from your allies, Commander. Auntie's Choice and the Order have sent word that their forces will be prepared to render you assistance once you navigate to Horizon Point. Commanders are expected to lead their teams by example. Well done on meeting base expectations, Commander. Briefing complete. Now returning to situation monitoring and data analysis, Commander.
The corporate stooges and the Order were good for only one thing, laying waste to one another. Now they are allies? I'm disturbed by the implications of this alliance. But the Protectorate will yet prevail. Mark my words.
Sounds like we're at the end of the game, so we're not going to try and finish it tonight, because this sounds like, yeah, this will be wise to tie up any loose ends. This is the end of the game, so okay. We'll try and finish this tomorrow, because it's pretty late today. For now, thanks for watching.